Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game all about exploring the open seas, fighting some encounters, and discovering some treasure, called Salt and Sail. Salt and Sail is a game for 2 to 4 players, where players are taking on the role of an explorer. And I don't know if they're like Christopher Columbus or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but they're exploring the open waters, making some discoveries, maybe fighting some encounters, which could be pirates, which could be bad weather, a whole bunch of things. Sometimes there's angry villagers. I don't know why they're mad at you, but whatever. Well, I think I do know, but that's neither here nor there. And you're going to do that through some action selection by using your little crew members to take a few certain actions of moving and maybe pulling some stuff out of tokens. There's also some luck of pulling some tokens out of a bag. And you know I'm a sucker for pulling tokens out of a bag. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go down to the table, see how it plays. Alright, so here's a game of Salt and Sail, all set up for 2 players. Let me go over setup kind of quickly and then we'll jump into a few rounds so you can see how it works. So to set up, you're going to give each player a boat. In this case, I don't know if you can see this one, it's going to be the cog, which is a starting ship. There are others you can buy throughout the game. So here's the caravel. They have better power, like this is going to let you move more, takes different kinds of damage, holds better goods and all that. So there's that. You're going to give each player a captain, which is kind of just going to be what you do on your turn. But it's also going to give you some starting skill tokens that you're going to put in your bag. So you can see this Fortune Seeker gets these skill tokens in their bag. The one I have, which is here, which is the Naturalist, has different types of skill tokens. Outside of that, they're really not that different, but this give you a little bit different setup. Each player is going to get an officer, which they'll draft from the face-up officers over here, depending on the number of players. And in this case, this player here is going to get a starting ship that has extra capacity to hold items. This player has the quartermaster, and I'm going to be able to buy equipment for less. Each player is going to get 5 ducats, which are these tokens right here. 2 captains, or 2 crewmen, which are these tokens with the dudes on them. And you're going to fill your boat with as much rations as you can, which in this case are the green, and I'm allowed to hold 4. Same with that. Everything. And then each player is going to have a bag with their starting tokens right here. And one last thing, each player is going to get a rumor card, which you can look at right here. The rumor cards are going to help you in discoveries, and I'll explain that when we get there. You're going to put the discovery cards here, encounters, treasure. They don't have to go here, but just off to the side. Then you're going to have officers, more face up based on the number of players. Equipment, there'll be 3 face up. And then rumors, there'll be 3 face up that anybody can accomplish. So only the player can accomplish this. These should be face down, but I have this so you can look at it. And then 3 face up for anybody to be able to accomplish. And then you're going to give each player a boat. I'm going to mess these up. I know that because the colors are really similar. So I'm going to make this player blue. They all look the same except they have different color crosses on the sails. All right, and then you can do a map configuration in any however you want. There's one in the rule book I have, there's one configuration, but I just kind of threw some tiles together and got this so the water isn't as open and maybe makes it a little more quick to do some discoveries. Then you're going to put some encounter tokens down, which are these skull and crossbone deals, and some discoveries, which will be cloud side up because we need to, that's what we're trying to discover. All right, and now let's get playing. So on your turn, a player can take 2 actions, which are all listed on the back of this card. So you can, for example, you can move. So to move, you have to assign crew members to the blue spaces. Every crew member here is going to let you move that many hexes. Easy enough. You can attempt a discovery. So say I was on, the blue player was on a tile with some clouds. You can attempt a discovery. That's one action. I'll explain that when I get there. I'm just kind of doing an overview right now. You can visit the dock. If you visit the dock, which is at port or capital or a port, which there aren't any right now, you can purchase a ship, which will let you purchase one of these better ships. You can resupply, which means as many spaces as you have on your board. So in this case, this player has, this boat can hold 4. So any spot, well 5 I guess. So any open spot that you have on your board that can hold rations, you'll take them in your rations. Or you can repair your boat. You're going to get damage throughout the game. I'll show you on this one. So I can take 2 major damage and 1 minor damage. So you can go there, pay $1 to get rid of each damage. You can visit the market. That's going to let you deliver goods, which are the purple color box, $2 for each good. You can purchase equipment, which is over here. They have a cost on the bottom, and they're going to give you special abilities throughout the game. You can visit the pub, where you're going to listen to stories. Essentially what that means is you can draw a rumor card from the top. You can buy a round of ale, which you're going to pay $1, well, a ducat, and then you can draw 2 cards from the top. Or you can hire crew. It's 1 ducat per crew member. You'll take the new crew member, put it on your boat, and you'll have more crew to assign to spaces. Or you can recruit an officer. You can get a new officer, trade it out with your current one. Final thing you can do at port or capital is visit the governor. That's going to let you turn in artifacts and treasures, which we'll get from the discovery or treasure deck, and study and or study. You get to do all these things as one action when you go to that spot. Study means you're going to get a temporary token to put in your bag, which has the blue, and it's going to help you with some of the challenges. Final thing you can do is you can visit a village. There aren't any villages out right now, I don't believe. So there are no villages out. There you can just resupply, which is fill up your rations or listen to stories, which gives you a room card. All right, so that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started. So this player's going to go first. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take, well, first thing you would do is if you were out to sea, you'd have to spend a ration because your people had to eat, your crew had to eat. So, but at this case, we both start at the capital, so we don't have to worry about spending a ration. Then you're going to take your crew members and you're going to assign them. So this space is going to let you, for every crew member you have here, it's going to let you draw extra tokens out of the bag. That comes in handy. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to put 1 guy there, and I'm going to put 1 guy down here so I can move 1. So I'm going to take my blue boat, and I'm going to go here. All right, so I'm going to do an encounter. The way an encounter works is you get to draw 3 tokens out of the bag as default, plus whatever you have on your board. And then you're going to flip an encounter card, and it will look something like this. So I'm encountering some pirates. So from my bag, I need to pull the, what is that? The fight skill check and a feat, which a standard feat. For every skull and crossbones I pull out, I get that kind of damage, which is minor damage. If I succeed, I get all this. If I fail, I get that. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and do this. So there's my card. So I reach into my bag. I'm going to pull out 4 tokens. So I'll shuffle it up a little bit. Great feat. This can substitute for any other feat. A skull, which is no bueno. And let's see. A standard feat, which I'm unsure on the rules here, but I think a standard feat can defeat the skill. So we're just going to play that way. That might not be right. I may have to actually pull the fight, but in this case, I'm going to say that this was sufficient. So I don't have to pull my 4th one because I successfully defeated it. All these will go back in. So because I drew a skull and crossbone, I have to take a minor damage, which will be marked by this token right here. Just put it on your boat in the appropriate spot. And then I'll keep this card. So it's going to let me take 1 point at the end of the game. It's going to give me 2 ducats now. And then I'm going to get 2 rations, which I can't hold, so I'm just not going to take it. Then you discard that card, and that was that player's turn, because that was their 2 actions. I moved, and I did an encounter. All right, so now it's going to go to this player, which you can't see their board very well, but they have the same kind of setup going on. 2 crew members, a rumor card, so they're going to go ahead and move. They're going to actually move 2. So they started here, so they're going to go 1, 2, because they want to go around that encounter. But before they do that, they're going to actually take some actions there. They want to, they're going to buy another crew member for a ducat. Hire, not buy, I guess. To use the right terms. So now I'm down to 4 ducats. Give me a crew member out. So now I have 3 to assign, which is actually kind of nice. All right. And then what else can I do? I hired crew. I can listen to stories, so I'm gonna go ahead and listen to stories. So I get a new rumor card, which now I have this. Trying to make discovery number 3. You can only have 3 rumor cards at a given time. And what else? I can buy a round of ale. I don't want to do that, and I don't want a new officer. So all right. So now for my second action, I'm going to move. So 1, 2, 3, because I now have 3 officers or crew members to move. So now I'm going to attempt a discovery. All right. So when you attempt a discovery, you're going to look. You're going to take the token and you're going to flip it. Well, not so everybody can see it, but you're going to look at it. There's going to be some symbols on the back. So in this case, it's a turtle, an octopus, and a whale. This wouldn't be face up, but I'm just putting it face up so I remember. So now what I need to do is I need to look at these cards and my cards to see if I have one of those symbols. So in this case, we have the turtle here, Discovery 29, which needs 2 great feats. And I have the whale, which is Discovery number 3, which only needs a standard feat. So I'm actually going to try that one because I feel like that's going to be easier for me. So then, without people knowing, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to try to attempt this. And I get to pull 1 token out of my bag. I'd get to pull more if I had dudes on my I forget what that space is. The crew, the hands on deck, or I don't know. So if I can pull out a standard feat or a great feat, I will succeed. And I got a great feat. So then when you succeed, you'll flip your card and say, hey, I did it. I needed a standard feat. I got a great feat. I'd show that, flip the token that there was a whale. Then I would go into discovery and I would take discovery number 3. They have numbers on the back so you know. I drop it on the ground. And I discovered the rubber plant tree. So I'll get the money now and the 3 points will be at the end of the game. So I'll just kind of tuck that under my board like that. How much was it? $8? 8 ducats. So I'll take that now. And that is my round, and I'm done. So this is out. This goes back in my bag. And then this card's dead too. Now, if I wouldn't have succeeded, what I would have done is I would have kept the token that I pulled out, and then I could stay in that spot, keep spinning rations, to try to pull another token to get it. So that's essentially the game. I'm not going to go too much more into it because each round's going to kind of play out the same. The game's going to end when all the discoveries are made. Then that round's going to finish. Then whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. That's how you play Salt and Sail. Let's go to the top. See what we think about it. All right, so that was Salt and Sail. This was a pretty fun game. I played it at 4 players. Just did the little intro map that was in the rule book because I just have a prototype with 1 scenario in the back. What I showed you in the run through was just me throwing some tiles together so you can kind of see what happens. So yeah, this is an exploration game. You're just moving your boat around, taking some actions, getting some cards to help you find certain locations to make your discovery possible. It's pretty easy to play once you figure it out. So let me throw a disclaimer right here. The rulebook I have is not good. I had to reach out to the designer multiple times for some clarification. Even then, like I showed in the video, I may still need some additional clarification. So take that for what it is. Just know that since this is a prototype, it's probably going to have a better rule book. But if you got this copy as of right now, it would be tough to play this game. So now, that aside, let's talk about some things that I enjoyed playing this game. So, like I just mentioned before the gameplay and a little overview of the game, pulling stuff out of a bag. This designer knew, well, he didn't know, but if he knew how much I like pulling things out of a bag, he would have definitely sent me this game a long time ago. Because I love reaching into a bag, pulling stuff out, and seeing what happens. So playing through this game the couple times that I did, that pulling out of the bag is frustrating. I enjoyed it, but it was still frustrating. I felt like I couldn't do anything but pull the skull and crossbones, which was awful. When everybody else would be like, I'm pulling 4 chips. Great feat, great feat, great feat, great feat. Yeah, of course you pulled 4 great feats when I got 3 skulls and my boat is crashed and I'm back at the Capitol burning, going down in flames. Rage. All right, moving on from that. Another thing I liked that there were multiple things you could do based on, well, let me take that back. I liked at the capital, ports, and villages, there were other things, lots of things you could do for one action. So if you're visiting the pub, I can't remember what they all do, but hire workers, listen to stories, buy a round of ale, get a new officer. There's 4 things you can do for 1 action, which is really nice. But when you're out to sea, the actions get a little more, minimal. You can basically move, you can fight an encounter, you can do a discovery. That's it. So you're trying to make sure that your boat's loaded up when you leave port, village, capital, that you have enough goods, resources, crew members, money, all that good stuff to do what you need to do when you're on the open sea. So it's kind of thematic. I'm assuming, I didn't live in this time, obviously, but I'm assuming when you were out exploring, you had to make sure your boat was full of everything you needed, crew members, in case, well, people died, food, so they didn't starve and die. You want to make sure you had money, so if you encountered a village on an island that you came across, that you could be able to barter and trade and all that good stuff. So yeah, I feel like the theme is cool, and all the stuff you can do for an action is cool. The next thing I like is I like the way the discoveries work. So you had the rumor cards, and they had a number. So I'm trying to figure out discovery number 3. The reason I know about discovery number 3 is because I was listening to the drunk guys at the bar, and they were telling me, I think I heard about so-and-so over here, and you might want to go check that out. So then you take these rumors that you heard when you were listening to the tales, and then you're going out to the open sea and seeing if they're panning out. So I don't know if that's how explorers used to do it, like they'd hear stuff from people and then they'd just go out on a whim. It seems kind of silly to me, but who knows. So I like that. It's neat. And I like that the tokens for the discoveries are face down, and only you know what's in there when you reach it. So then it's giving some people some clues where you flip it up and you realize, well, I can't do this. So you put it down. So they know that none of the face up ones, well, they don't know that. You could be bluffing. They have an idea that some of the face up ones you can't do, and you clearly don't have those symbols in your hand. So that's going to give them a little bit of clues of what they need to complete it. So I like that. Really, my only negative on this gameplay is, like I mentioned earlier, the rule book was a hot mess. But again, this is just prototype. It's going to be hitting Kickstarter now or soon. I think it might already be on Kickstarter. So I'm hoping they'll get that cleared up by the final copy. And I guess another negative, which I mentioned as a pro for me, is pulling stuff out of the bag. That's irritating, frustrating, but man, is it fun. So if you don't like that, you're going to hate this game, because that's essentially the whole game, is going to a spot, pulling some chips out to see if you've completed the task. So if that's not for you, stay far away from this game. And the interaction with other players, 0. There really is like 0 interaction with any other players. So I enjoy that as well. I'm just doing my own thing, trying to discover things before you do, which I guess is the only interaction. Like, you could be on your way to a discovery, or you're doing it, you started it, and then someone else comes in and they pull exactly what they need right away. So that's the only interaction, but that is like every game. So yeah, I'm actually going to give this one a BGN accepted seal. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So wrenches will be 3.5 out of 5. And yeah, this is fun. This is a game that I wouldn't mind playing if somebody brought it out, and I'd have a good time with it, as long as the rule book was better and all my questions were answered. So yeah, if you like exploration games, you like pulling stuff out of bags, you like action selection and determining what you're going to do with the workers that you have, then I say check this game out, because it is a good time. So I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. That was my review of Salt and Sail, and as always, keep gaming.